Hey everybody, what's up, and welcome to another Sims 4 house building video. In today's video, I am very excited to be bringing you guys the house from Beetlejuice. Now this one was kind of annoying, not gonna lie, just straight off the bat, this was kind of an annoying one to build, but before I get into all of that, let me explain what this house is. So, Beetlejuice, if you're unfamiliar with Beetlejuice, it is a movie, kind of a cult classic movie, about a ghost person, spirit thing, called Beetlejuice, who haunts this house, along with a bunch of other spirits and a bunch of other kooky stuff. And it's kind of a horror, comedy, lighthearted... I think it's kind of like a family movie, but I don't know if it is. I don't know if other people would call it that. I just think I kind of grew up with it, so in my head it's like appropriate for children, but I don't know if it is. I also haven't seen this movie in years. So if I'm saying something here and you're a big fan of this movie and you're like, that's not quite how it happened, I don't really remember. I used to watch this a lot as a kid. Not a lot. I've seen it a few times, but mainly as a kid. I don't think I've seen it since I was like 12. But anyway, the story behind this movie is that this family moves into this house where this couple have recently died, and they're basically haunting the house, and the family are trying to get rid of these ghosts or whatever, and they kind of accidentally invite Beetlejuice into their home, and he is kind of like, oh, I'll help you, but he's kind of mischievous and has his own plans and everything. I'm not explaining this well. If you want a proper explanation of the movie, look it up or watch it yourself. That's not what I'm here for. But basically, it's a great movie. Well worth the watch. It's Michael Keaton at his best. It has like a young Winona Ryder in it. So many famous people, like Catherine O'Hara, Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, like all these famous people are in this weird cult classic movie, and I love those kind of movies. It's like Jennifer's Body, or why can't I think of any other example? But anyway, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth a watch. And there's a new movie coming out this weekend, as of the time of recording this weekend, Beetlejuice, which is like the sequel, and I'm very excited for it. I'm definitely going to be watching it. If you are at all familiar with the show Wednesday on Netflix or any of her other movies, I'm sure she's done other things, but Jenna Ortega has joined the cast in the sequel as like I believe the daughter of Winona Ryder's character from the original movie. I think so. I think she's like Lydia's daughter. I'm not really sure, but very excited for that movie. Definitely going to be checking out, but I'm kind of creating this build in this video just in time for that new movie. I'm very excited for it, and I really wanted to build this house. This house is one that, when I was a kid, I really liked this house. Looking back, I don't know why. It is weird. This house is really strange. As you can see by the shapes coming together in front of you, like, it is all over the place. And I think it adds to the kind of mystique around the house of like not knowing what it is, or like the kind of mysterious nature of it. And it's really cool. It's definitely an interesting one. It was surprisingly kind of easy to build in The Sims. Now, bit of a caveat there. It was kind of easy to build from the outside, from the front. The second I went around the back, I didn't really know what I was doing. I found like a couple of like scale models that people had built online, and I was able to kind of use those for the other reference points around the house, but I'm not entirely sure if they're 100% accurate from that side. I did kind of minimal research, and I was basically running off my own memory, mainly. Also, the inside of this house, ignore it. If you're looking for any kind of accuracy, I did not make it an accurate interior to what it is in the movie. I just kind of went off my own memory, and then after that, I was just kind of designing the house as I thought it might look, or what would look good in my mind. I don't know. I was just kind of making it up as I went along. There's a couple of things that I tried to include. Like, I remember distinctly, for some reason, the main hallway, like just inside the door, I remember being able to look like straight through the hallway into the kitchen, and I always thought it was really cool. I don't know why that always stuck out in my memory, but it did, and I tried to include that, but it's not really accurate to the movie. But the outside is. I'm really proud of the outside of this house, because it's a weird house. And if you're familiar with the story of the movie, basically this family moves into this house and they want to like renovate it and everything. And by the end of the movie, the house completely changes. So the version that I built and that you're watching right now is kind of the version from the start of the movie. And I kind of ran with that idea of a family just moving in here. So once we get into the interior, you'll see that I have like boxes everywhere, and it looks like people are just unpacking, and there's kind of a basement with like an explosion of clutter everywhere. I just kind of wanted to run with that idea. I thought it was a bit of fun. I was having a lot of fun making this look dated, making it look very old and like kind of grungy. And if you saw my last video, I said in that I was kind of inspired to build that house by how grungy this was. And it was just a lot of fun. I don't know, I just enjoyed myself. And yeah, definitely not my most accurate build that I've ever done on this channel. Sometimes when I'm building, I go balls to the wall, all out, like screenshots of every single angle of the house, and they often do turn out to be my best builds, but they are also so time consuming to make. I didn't have a lot of time to make this one, so I kind of did my own thing with it. I hope that's okay. I hope you guys still like it. If you want a really, really accurate version of like an adaptation, or a Sims version of an adaptation of a movie or a TV show or whatever, I have a build on this channel. I built the Call Me By Your Name house. This was years ago. It could be like 2 years ago now that I built that, if not more. And if you do decide to go back and watch it, please watch it on mute, because I cannot stand the sound of my own voice in my old videos. I was so shy. And anyway, I spent a lot of time on that house, and whenever I think of like, what's a good example of what I can do, that one is great. I will fully pat myself on the back and say that is great, because I spent hours building that. Same with like my Bridgerton house, even though that was kind of making it up as I went along because there wasn't a lot to go off of when it came to the interior and the back of the house and things. I still put a lot of effort into those to make them as accurate as I could to the things that we do know about or that we have seen in the show or whatever. Basically, long story short, I'm kind of rambling here. This is not one of my most accurate builds, but I just had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys enjoy watching it. It's just a bit of fun at the end of the day. But like I was saying, this is kind of in celebration or in preparation for the new movie coming out. The new Beetlejuice movie, I mean, the sequel. If you know Beetlejuice, the sequel is called Beetlejuice because the way that you kind of summon the spirit of Beetlejuice is by saying his name 3 times consecutively without breaking the pattern. So you'd have to say like Beetlejuice 3 times without anything else in between. I'm not explaining this well. Anyway, it's just a fun play on words. But basically, if you're going to go see that movie, let me know. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on it. I don't know if I'm going to get to see it this weekend, but probably the weekend after. I definitely will. I'm very excited for it. If you know me, if you know this channel, you know that I'm a big movie nerd. Basically, a lot of the things that I build on this channel are versions of houses from TV shows or movies or whatever. And I just have a lot of fun. And I've been enjoying getting back into building things for movies. You might have noticed that I've taken a bit of a deviation away from that recently. My last few builds have just been kind of my own creation, my own design, whatever. And I just needed a break because I was building a lot of houses from TV shows and movies and things. And it gets kind of draining trying to do that at all times, but I'm back in the swing of it now, and I have quite a lot of plans coming, but I'm very excited about it. Anyway, I'll get on to more of that later. Beetlejuice. I need to talk about that more because that's what you're watching. As you can see, we've moved inside the house. We're kind of just working on the kitchen and things, and like I was saying, this is largely just my own design. I was kind of just making it up as I went along, and as you can see, I started off very polished, and then I was like, this does not suit the outside of the house, and that's when I threw all of the grunge in. You'll see it soon that I start adding the kind of leaky bits. That sounds weird, but I add a puddle under the sink, grime on the walls, and like scrapes and scratches and everything in between, and I just think it makes it look really cool. And then I start to kind of offset furniture, like the chairs around the dining room table or different cabinets kind of just shoved slightly askew, and I don't know, I just think it kind of adds to the feeling that this is an older house that people are just moving into and haven't updated or anything yet. But I don't know, I just think it's cute. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know. Anyway, back to Beetlejuice a bit. If you don't know this about me, I am a big musical theater nerd. Like, I love musicals. I've grown up doing theater my whole life. Absolutely obsessed with it. But I kind of got introduced semi-recently to the Beetlejuice musical, and it is crazy. Like, it's been around for a few years. Like, it was on Broadway years ago. It could have been like 2018, I want to say, 2017 maybe, because I know it got shut down kind of by COVID. So I'm not entirely sure when exactly it came out, but I only kind of recently got on board with it because oftentimes I think musical adaptations of classic movies, they don't always go over well, but this one's good. I've only seen some clips of it because there's no like official released recording of the live show, and I've listened to the album. I've listened to some of the songs on it for years. If you're a musical theater kid and you know Dead Girl Walking, that's Heather's, but Dead Mom, it's a song from the Beetlejuice musical, and it's really good. Would definitely recommend giving that a listen. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that now. This house. I feel like I should just talk about the house because I always do this in my videos, and here I go again on another tangent, but I'll always start with the best of intentions of explaining what the house is based on, giving some context, and then talking about the build. And then I just get completely derailed by something random, some random tangent. And then all of a sudden in the last 2 minutes of the video, I'm like, well, you saw the whole house. This is the end. Goodbye. So I'm trying to talk more about the house. So as you can see, kitchen done. I added all the grime, all the scratches, all of the like leaky bits. And I need to stop saying that. That sounds so weird. But as you can see, I've moved on to the dining room. And I love this room. Again, this is all just kind of my own design. Kind of made sense to put it next to the kitchen. I like that it's kind of big open arches everywhere. And I love this big fireplace. I think that's from, correct me if I'm wrong, that is from Cats and Dogs, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know why I just felt the need to tell you that, but sometimes you guys ask me where certain objects are from, so if there's like significant things in different rooms, I'll try point them out. Those little candlesticks that are on the dining room table are probably my favorite objects to come with the new Lovestruck expansion pack. So random. I talk about this sometimes as well in my videos. There's so many random little objects in The Sims that I get excited about that I feel like other Simmers will relate to getting excited about these random little things. But if you try to explain it to someone that doesn't play The Sims, like, I've bought so many games all related to The Sims 4, like expansion packs, stuff packs, game packs, kits. I've bought them all. Not all of them. I don't own all of them, but I own every expansion pack. I think every game pack, except for the Star Wars pack. Most stuff packs, and a few kits. I've spent a lot of money on The Sims, and I'm ashamed to say that sometimes when I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited for this game because X, Y, and Z, it's always funny when I get excited about a new game coming out, and the thing that's a real draw for me is spotting like a candlestick in the trailer. That is weird. Like, when you look at The Sims out of context, it's really strange. But anyway, again, tangent. But as you can see, dining room done. Moving on to this little office space. I really like this. I love that desk. I think that's a base game desk, and I don't use it half as much as I should. I think the last time that I used it, I was building a house from the Into the Spider-Verse movie. I built like Aunt May's house years ago, and I think that was the last time I used that desk. Correct me if I'm wrong again. I don't know my own content, let alone any of my reference points, but I love that desk. I just love objects in The Sims that look cluttered. I just think this whole room is a good example of that. Like, I think that bookcase, the desk, and no, I was going to say the objects on the floor, but I'm pretty sure they're from Get to Work. But the bookshelf and the desk are from base game, and I just think that they look so good. They look lived in. I think a lot of the times with The Sims, when new packs come out and they have like kind of a modern aesthetic or just an aesthetic that isn't older, I think they often don't look very lived in, like having objects that just, like the beds look too perfectly made all the time, and couches don't have like any creases in them or anything. I like the kind of grungier stuff that comes in different packs. Like, I really want to get the basement clutter kit, or whatever that's called, the one that comes with kind of the broken objects and the mattress up against the wall and like a broken TV as like a cabinet. I don't know, I just think those are the kind of objects that I really like because they look lived in, and in houses like this where I want them to look a bit older, they're very useful objects. I really, really like them. This is kind of rare for me, actually. I've included some bathroom footage, which I almost never do in my videos because oftentimes when I build bathrooms, they turn into kind of the same room copy and pasted throughout the entire house or the building or whatever, and I almost never include them, but I did include it in this. I think I actually include another bathroom. I don't include them all because I think there ends up being like 5 bathrooms. There's quite a few bathrooms in this house. This house is big. I think there's 1 bedroom on this floor. I think there's another 4 upstairs, and there's an attic and a basement that could easily be changed. If you download this house, which you absolutely can, it's up on the gallery. My gallery ID will be in the description. I was going to say it'll be in a pinned comment, but I almost never remember to do that. I'm literally just thinking now I haven't done it on my last 2 videos. So don't look for a pinned comment, but look in the description. It'll always be in the description. But if you do download this house, which you can, please do, feel free. You can change it around, you can update it, you could change the attic and the basement into extra bedrooms, or you could get rid of bedrooms and turn them into more offices, or whatever you want to do. It's completely up to you. But this house just ends up being absolutely massive. And I don't think I kind of expected it to be as big as it turned out. I think also I probably got some of the dimensions a bit off while I was building this. Like, I think I spent a lot of time trying to make the outside look as accurate as possible. But once I kind of started doing the interior and I realized how big I made it, I kind of went back and I was kind of looking at it with more objective eyes on the outside. And I do think that I got some things slightly off. Like, I think the kind of tower turret, if you want to call it that, like the tower where the attic is. And I think I made it a bit too wide. So then there's a lot of hallway space downstairs, and the stairs is kind of awkwardly positioned, and a couple of things that I could have changed, but I decided not to. I decided against it. This bedroom, I absolutely love what I did with this bedroom. I often don't spend a lot of time on bedrooms, but I really wanted to with this one, and it's kind of inspired by this little collage of photos that I had. I wanted things in this house to look a little bit weird, because obviously Beetlejuice is kind of a crazy movie. Usually cult classic films like it kind of have a wacky side to it, but Beetlejuice more so than any others that I've seen. But I just wanted to reflect that as best I could throughout the build, like having kind of weird placement of furniture, or like weird things like a gallery wall of photos that kind of just crawls across one side of the room. Like, I think in other houses, the placement of the photos on the wall in this room, or the paintings, the pictures, whatever, it wouldn't work, but it does work in this house because this house is weird. Like having random furniture around the place and the wardrobe shoved into the corner, and then it's just, everything's just a little bit off. Like, it looks fine, but if you actually concentrated on it too much, it just kind of looks weird. And everything's like a little bit dated and grungy again, and all the cracks and peeling wallpaper, and I just had a lot of fun with this one. It was just a lot of fun. And again, it's not really accurate at all. The more I look at this, the less accurate it's getting, but I had fun with it nonetheless. And I'll talk about it again soon, but I had a lot of fun with what I did in the attic. It's cool. We'll get there. But anyway, as you can see, we're just kind of grunging up the room. I really had a lot of fun with all of those little details, and I honestly don't know what I would do without those details going forward. Like, I don't know how I played this game for so long without those, because I feel like they've been in every single one of my last like 5 builds. I've included like grungy walls or leaky sinks or whatever in basically every room, or in every build that I've done over the last, I don't know how long. It's usually not all over the house like it is in this one, but usually it'll be like, oh, kind of a grungy basement or a weird laundry room in the apartment building that I did. Just kind of adding to the idea that things are a bit more rundown. But this one, I just went nuts with it. They're all over the place. And I don't know, I just think it's cute. I think it's fun to kind of play with that side of The Sims sometimes, because oftentimes I do just build something modern and it's very clean and new and fresh looking, and that can be fun too. But I don't know, recently I've just been enjoying making things kind of ugly. I don't know. But anyway, as you can see, we've moved on to kind of the second of 5 bedrooms, maybe 5 bedrooms. I'm going to say 5. I think it's 4 on this floor and then 1 downstairs. I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. But anyway, this is the second bedroom that we're working on. And as you can see, I kind of intended initially for it to be kind of a all-inclusive room, if that makes sense. Like a main double bed and then a toddler bed around the corner. I ended up just moving the double bed out of here because I kind of forgot, but this bedroom is actually like connected directly to the master bedroom through a bathroom. So I thought it was kind of weird to have two kind of primary bedrooms sharing a bathroom. So instead I made it like the primary bedroom and an infant bedroom or toddler bedroom or whatever shares kind of the one bathroom. So if you were to live in this with real Sims and expand on families or whatever, your Sims could be in the primary bedroom and their kid can just be like through the bathroom. I don't know. Sometimes I think about that while I'm building. Like I'm trying to think of the types of things that you guys might do if you download these builds, like what kind of Sims would play in it, or who would live here kind of thing, and what would be practical for different types of gameplay. And I tried to include as many things as possible, like having different skill building items and rooms for kind of every life stage. So this bedroom here with the 4-poster canopy bed, I was thinking could be maybe grandparents' room. The next bedroom that I do is just kind of a single bed, and I was thinking like that could be like a teen bedroom or a older kid bedroom or something. I don't know. I was kind of thinking while I was building it as well that it could be like Lydia's room, who's Winona Ryder's character in the first Beetlejuice movie and in the second. But in the first movie she is a kid, and I was kind of thinking this would be her room. I think she's like 14 maybe in the first movie. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. Whenever I picture Winona Ryder, I can only picture her now in Stranger Things, which is weird. I picture an adult woman playing a teenage girl, but she's kind of always looked the same, so maybe I'm not that weird. But anyway, while I was building this, I was kind of thinking this would just be any random kid or teen Sims room, but also kind of keeping in mind that maybe Lydia would live in here or whatever. But Lydia is much more goth. I probably should have made this room really goth, but I don't know, I didn't. Anyway, this is the attic, and I had a lot of fun with this one. This is what I was mentioning a minute ago about like doing something a bit different up here. I decided to make this kind of, again, practical for The Sims, but kind of in keeping with the theme of the movie. Basically, Beetlejuice gets summoned, and the only way you can summon things in The Sims is with that little crystal ball and the seance table. And I did this in my last build. Why can I never think of the name of this pack? It drives me nuts. The paranormal pack. Oh my god. I did this in my last video too. It drove me nuts trying to think of it, and I always forget the name of that pack. But as you can see, I included the objects from the paranormal pack, so you could, if you were playing in this and wanted to like recreate the storyline of Beetlejuice, you could recreate summoning some kind of a spirit. And I do think that this is really cool. And this did actually inspire me to change the entire lot to a haunted house lot. So if you download this, it will download as a haunted house. You can just switch it over, or if you don't have the paranormal pack installed, it should just download as a regular residential lot. Let me know if it doesn't, and I can upload a version of this to the gallery that's just a regular residential. Yeah, you can see me just switching it there. But yeah, if that doesn't work, let me know and I will share like a normal version of it. But as you can see, I kind of went with kind of green lighting aesthetic in the attic, just to kind of give a little nod to Beetlejuice, because he kind of has a green theme. Obviously he wears black and white stripes, but I don't know, I associate that kind of lime green with like Beetlejuice and his kind of energy. I don't know. But this bedroom down here, I really like this bedroom. I kind of wanted this to look like maybe the person living here has decided to move into this bedroom because they're scared of the upstairs. I don't know, I just, again, running with a random storyline that I was creating while I was building. But the idea that I was going for was that maybe a ghost hunter moved into this house. If you were playing The Sims and you didn't want to go with the Beetlejuice storyline, just a random ghost hunter living in a haunted house, I imagine this would be the room that they would occupy because they're too scared to occupy upstairs. I don't know, I just thought it was a bit of fun. I like creating weird storylines while I'm building. It helps me get inspired to build different things, and I don't know, I just thought this was kind of cool. So like there's a couple of random things like a file and like prizes on the wall. I was like, I don't know, ghost hunter prizes, and I don't know, like those paintings being like kind of personal objects that they've brought with them or something. I don't know, I've said I don't know a lot. As you can see, I'm making this up as I go along. But anyway, as you can see, we're kind of coming towards the end of this video, so I am going to wrap up the voiceover here. This was a bit of a weird one. I did just kind of ramble a lot with no intention or no plans going into this, so hope it was okay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like this video, please do remember to like, subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a comment with your thoughts, all that good stuff. Let me know where you're watching this from. I always like to ask you guys where you're watching from, because I don't know, I think it's really cool to think that I'm sitting in my bedroom and someone is listening to me talk about Beetlejuice in California. And to me, that's the other side of the world. And that's crazy. And I've had comments from you guys telling me that you're all over the place. And it's wild. It's really weird that The Sims can put me in contact with so many people around the world. But it's a very nice feeling to think that people are tuning in from all over the place. But yeah, if you like this video, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the video. As you can see, we're just finishing out the basement. And then we'll go into some screenshots. And that'll be the end of it. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you're watching this from. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.